Good morning, everyone. It is a Wednesday and it is 6:30 in the morning. So, I'm tired. It's cold, but I am giving a speech today in one of my classes. And I just figured I'd vlog today because I haven't vlogged in a little while. And I thought I might. Alright, let's go to class. About 20 minutes till class starts. I've been here for 40 minutes so far, just practicing and looking at cars for sale. 20 minutes to go. So starting up a business seems pretty straightforward. You go to school for business, you learn the ins and outs of business, and then you go out and start a business. That, however, is not always the case. I want to tell you about two unique business startups and what makes them so special. Now, how many of you guys drink Starbucks? I see 2 cups first of all. I'm guessing a few of us, especially since we're in college. That idea was brought to us by Howard Schultz, and he brought that idea over from Europe, the personalized cup of coffee. And Howard didn't grow up a very good life. He actually grew up in a really rough part of Brooklyn with his parents, and his family didn't really have any money. His dad broke his ankle while doing delivery jobs, didn't have any health care, and so they really had no income. So Howard didn't really get to do anything interesting. One thing he did get to do, though, was high school football, which he really enjoyed and did really well at. He actually did so well that he got a scholarship to Northern Michigan University for athletics. After getting to college, he realized he didn't want to do football, so he still had to pay for his schooling somehow. That included getting some odd jobs on the side, including donating his blood on a regular basis. After college, he got a job at a ski lodge, which he got bored with pretty quickly and moved on to a marketing job at Xerox. Now, to sort of put this in perspective and lay it out for you guys, he's literally living the life of the show The Office. Goes to work, works, and goes home. Normal guy, normal day. After getting bored with that, he moved on to work at a company that sold houseware products in Sweden. He worked in America, but it was based out of Sweden. And while working there, he moved his way up the chain and noticed a company that was buying an unusual amount of coffee makers. This piqued his interest, so he went to check it out. And the company actually was Starbucks. At that time, it was only a 2-person operation, and they were selling pounds of coffee grounds for home personal use. After talking with them for a bit, he became the director of retail operations and marketing. So while working at Starbucks, they sent him over to Europe for a housewares convention, which seems pretty boring in itself, but something actually really amazing happened while he was over there. Not at the convention, but he went to an espresso bar, and he noticed that all the employees knew the names of all the customers that came in by name and gave them their personalized cup of coffee. He saw the potential in this, and he loved seeing the connection that they had with their customers, so he wanted to bring that back to the United States. In 1985, when he got back to the US, he started his company called Il Giornale, which means the daily in Italian, and 2 years later, he ended up buying Starbucks out for $3.8 million, which in today's money, since I was in 1985, today's money is about $8.4 million, which doesn't seem a lot considering over the next 13 years he grew the company from 6 stores all the way up to 3,500 stores. He got Starbucks on the NASDAQ stock exchange, and he grew their revenue to $2.2 billion in revenue. Yeah, billion. Over the next decade, up until now, there are over 21,000 stores worldwide serving everyone their personalized morning cup of coffee. Now, another interesting company I want to tell you about also happens to be an energizing drink, Red Bull. The original creator, Shalio Uvidya, led a pretty ordinary life. He grew up in Thailand with his family, sort of a similar story of not having a lot of money. His parents were fairly poor, so not much to do. He looked for work in Bangkok. So he moved to Bangkok, searching for work, and ended up starting his own company called TC Pharmaceuticals. Now, one of the things that he created was an extremely sweet caffeinated concoction, which would become known as Red Bull, but not yet. Right now, it was just based, it was meant for providing energy to factory workers and truck drivers to try to get through their long shifts. This, however, caught the attention of Dietrich Mateschitz, which ends up being the other half of what was to become Red Bull. Dietrich was in Hong Kong in 1982 at a bar, and this drink caught his attention. He sat at the bar and thought about all the possibilities this drink has and all the people he could market it to. So he got in contact with Shalio and ended up making a deal with him. They became partners in this new venture, Red Bull. In 1987, Red Bull was launched in Austria and has since been sold worldwide. Now, what made Red Bull stand out from the dozens of other energy drink companies was the action sports in the 90s. They really got involved with the action sports, and they started to sponsor events and eventually hosting events of their own. This ranged from, paid advertisements for stuff like soccer games, all the way up to now they have their own Formula One racing championship, which is the Red Bull racing, F1 Formula circuit. So really they latched on to this exponential growth of action sports in the 90s and just skyrocketed them to number one. Their name was known everywhere. And this was what really allowed them to become the leader, was latching on to this. So it wasn't until they took that big leap that they became so popular. And on a side note, it's actually really interesting to look at both of these companies and their timelines in the 80s. They both grew up in the 60s and 70s, and their companies started in the 80s. This sort of speaks for America's changing economy and how the consumers started to spend their extra income and started changing to a consumer-based economy because they have extra income, supply and demand, consumer controls market. That's a whole different speech. But in conclusion, I just want to show you guys that these are both extraordinary companies that had very unordinary ways of starting their business. You don't need to be rich, you don't have to have the perfect idea, and you don't have to do it on your own. Sometimes it's just about being in the right place at the right time. Thank you. All right, after that speech that I gave, I had 2 other classes, a test, came home, just had lunch, and now I've got to go to work. So I'll be back in 4 hours, and then I might work on something, who knows. But let's go to work.
3 days later.
No time to talk because I am late, but this morning Dwight set up a little convoy. We got a couple Ferraris, the Lambos might be out, and I would have taken my car, the E30 Touring, because a lot of the guys that we do stuff with those nice cars actually really like it. However, I tore the valve cover off last night trying to fix the ticking, and I don't know if it's sounding right this morning, so I didn't want to risk it, and I'd rather not damage my engine. So here we are in the Porsche. I am going to drive on down there quick. It is 7:45. It's about a 20-minute drive, and I'm supposed to be there at 8. So let's get going. All right, we have squad.
You gonna go right over me because I'm short? Is that a short joke?
Always. And we were supposed to have Todd with his Ferrari. Ricky didn't respond, so I guess the Lambos aren't showing up. A couple other guys are supposed to show up, but none of them are picking up their phones, so they're getting left behind. That's not artsy. I don't know what is. We made it. Squad got split up a little bit, but that's all right. And found Ricky and the twin Turbo Huracans. They're here, so let's go find some cool stuff. Let's wait for Andre first. Don't want to leave Andre. Pinky zoom. Even the mirrors. I tried buying one once. Dwight!
Oh my god, you came at the wrong time, bro.
Why?
I'm having really bad stomach pains.
Oh!
I've been farting this whole time I'm sitting here.
Yeah, is this one shipped over or what? I'm confusion. Look at it, dude, come here. What? It's like the inside of yours. This is sick.
Oh wow, it is.
Alright, I think I get it, because Cobra, but there's an actual snake skin on it. Oh, I'm done. See you, dude. Alright, so I took more photos than videos today at Cars and Coffee, so I'll probably just throw some of those in here. But we're getting ready to head out now, get some food, probably work on my car. I don't know, I'll probably continue this vlog, just something. Hey! Okay, I know I said I was going to continue that vlog, but it's a week later and I'm just editing it. And yeah, I obviously didn't continue that vlog. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you stayed till the end of the video, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm really behind on editing, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff filmed, but I haven't edited or released it yet. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, I'll do this reveal for this or this. But now I'm like, literally a few months behind on some things. So expect some more videos coming soon. I've got some cool things to show you guys. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a comment down below, like, and subscribe. And if you subscribe, hit that bell icon. That way you get notified when I upload a video. Also, share if you so please. If you liked this content, it helps my channel get out there. More eyes on my videos, more content for you guys. Alright, thanks for watching. Take it easy.